I switched from a 4-day split to a 3-day split and had a solid track session early in the week, dunking, overhead press, incline bench PR, pretty big set of mid-bar squats, and also in big news, I increased my calories by 200, so plenty of eating. Gonna go watch Marty Supreme this week. Let's start it off on Monday. 260 for 5 is an incline bench PR. I've been running the 5x5 3 times a week. Afterwards, I had a snatch double from the blocks as well as a clean and jerk double. To be clear, I'm not counting this Monday as a training day. Really, the upper body and light Olympic lifts, that's more like active recovery, all right? Anyways, I've really been enjoying these frozen fruit bowls. In the past, I was kind of like, frozen fruit isn't going to taste that good when you microwave it. Just throw it in for a minute and it'll taste pretty good. It'll still be kind of frozen, but a lot cheaper than buying fresh fruit. All right, I got lateral raises 1x15 on the pec deck and tricep extension. Tuesday, 39 meters. That's a PR match on the 6 double alternating bounds. All right, what do we got here? I feel like I really projected on this last rep here and focused on having a slightly longer push in my first couple steps, which translated to a 107 on the 10-meter fly. Last week, so this is my week 2. Last week, I ran a 111. So big improvement. I matched my 30-meter build PR. I was trying to see if I would hit top speed with the 40-meter build PR, but it seems to be kind of around the same or worse. Probably because I'm not that nice at sprinting, all right? Creative dunk session. It's a win behind the back. It's a reverse 180 behind the back. Off the backboard J Rich. 360 from the right left. 2x9 on the 45 hyper. And then this is what I'm calling an iron squat. I could call it a double pause squat, but it sounds cooler to call it an iron squat because the idea with it is I'm really maintaining my positions by having to pause after I get out of the hole there. I want to go up so badly. I feel like I can load 500 right now, but I'm going to be a good boy and follow the program and build momentum. I'm going to smoke this last rep. Crazy personal growth here. I actually have just a little bit left in me after all of this training. Just a little bit. Usually there ain't nothing left. Later that day, I had all my calories tapered so that I could eat popcorn and go watch Marty Supreme. 10 out of 10, maybe my favorite movie ever. I'm gonna leave it there. Let's run through this Wednesday off day real quick. I had the hip flexor raises, the sit-ups, 3x12 with 40 pounds on chin-ups, and dunk technique for 15 minutes. My sister baked a banana bread. Come on, what? All right, 10 pounds under my PR there on overhead press. And that PR was with a different form where I'm kind of looking up at the ceiling and not getting my head through. So it's a little less specific to Olympic lifting. It's harder to keep your head looking forward. And I was also 20 pounds heavier when I did the 195 for 5. Right there, I'm doing some mobility for the diamond dunk where I'm supposed to be touching my foot with the ball, pacing myself for dinner with that little snack. That's the jollof rice with the squash with the lamb roast. All right, Friday, terrible energy for the session. Just was not, I was feeling below flat, worse than flat. But it ended up being somewhat productive. I just put the rim to 9 feet there at the end and had some fun. I don't know. I also included some dunks from week 1 that I didn't post. It's a right left 540. Track after that dunk session, 13.7 meters is really good. That's a huge PR. 5 by 10. These accels were going well until I felt just the slightest twinge in my Achilles. Instant session over. Abundance of caution. Still good to lift though. I changed from doing 2 low bar back downs to this high bar feeder just because I'm going to do a warm up set anyways. I got to talk about the 3-day split. The idea behind it is I'm taking 2 rest days before the Tuesday session and 2 rest days before the Friday session so that I can come into those sessions explosive. I think if you want to be an explosive athlete, you need to be showing up to the sessions feeling explosive. And that is a lesson I've learned from a lot of overtraining. After this, protein bomb, 84 grams of protein with all that salmon in there. Moving on to the Saturday session, I felt terrible for the session. This is the one session where I don't come in feeling explosive, but it's okay because it's just the strength stuff, and it sets up the Tuesday to have 2 days of rest before. Conventional deadlift felt all right. I'm experimenting with a wider stance, and so far, back has been feeling good. Also, try to narrower grip on these high bar squats. You always got to be experimenting. Let me tell you, you always got to be experimenting. Early in the program, there's a couple of ways that weights can be moving, if that makes sense. So the first way, which you don't want, is just everything's heavy and you know you're not going to make the jumps later in the program, so you need to accommodate. The second way is that they're just moving really fast. Everything's fast is going to be a great block. And the third way, which is I think what's going on for me right now, is the weights aren't moving so slow that I'm being unreasonable and not pacing correctly, but weeks 3 and 4 are going to be a battle, but it's a battle I think I can win. So I'm nervous and I'm really excited. Had a little wave of energy for power clean, power jerk, some leg extension reps, and then I went back in for bench. Managed 260 on this day, which I was surprised with, considering all the stuff I did prior. She was slow, but she moved. And that is the end of the week. Last word, which has been a last word before, penne. If you are interested in this style of training and you want to add the energy of a coach to your training, linksathleticdevelopment.com is where I coach. There are not that many places out there that have expertise in sprinting, jumping, powerlifting, and Olympic lifting that also give their athletes the same amount of attention that Link's athletes get.